Chapter 1. Rain fell relentlessly over Velder, soaking streets and rooftops, mixing with the mud of the courtyards where knights trained. Yet a young man stood firm under the downpour, barefoot, body tense, fists ready. His name was Goku, and on his chest glowed the mark of gluttony, a seal that made him a feared and powerful weapon, but also teetering on the edge of control. He had arrived in this world without knowing how or why, remembering only glimpses of blue skies and distant mountains. Here, life was brutal and cruel. Hunger, fear, and corruption surrounded him, and the power within whispered insistently, "Take, devour, grow." Goku struck the air, the rain bouncing off his arms. The sensation of strength mixed with hunger was intoxicating, and for a moment, he feared losing control. Then a familiar voice cut through the storm. "You are not alone." Roxy, the knight who had protected him before, approached with firm steps. Her armor was soaked and hair plastered to her face, but her gaze was sharper than any steel. "You should be inside," he said. "So should you," she replied, eyes locked on his, conveying both trust and warning. A horn sounded in the distance, signaling an attack. Without hesitation, they ran toward the city gate. What they found were twisted beasts, monsters rampaging through everything. Goku felt the gluttony hunger roar inside him, but this time he did not let it dominate. Every strike, every leap, every move was guided by his will, not the mark on his chest. Roxy fought by his side, her sword cutting with precision, movements perfectly synchronized with Goku's. Together they defeated the monsters, and when the last one fell, the rain eased, as if the world itself held its breath. "Good work," said Roxy, breathing heavily. "I guess we all learned something today," Goku replied, smiling faintly, though the shadow of gluttony still lurked. As they returned to the city walls, Goku understood that his journey had only begun. The gluttony mark gave him power, but also isolation, and the line between savior and monster was thinner than he had ever imagined. Yet with Roxy at his side, he felt he might keep it under control, at least for now. Chapter 2. Dawn arrived with a gray, heavy sky, the air thick with smoke and ash from the recent battle. The city whispered his name, Goku, the bearer of gluttony. Some called him a savior, others a monster. Every step he took in the narrow streets drew fearful, curious eyes. Roxy walked beside him, silent but alert, as if she could read every thought. "You must learn to control what's inside you," she said softly, not looking away. "If you don't, even your shadow will terrify people." Goku sighed, scratching the back of his head. "It's hard. I feel like the mark always wants more, that I can never satisfy it." In the distance, a child pointed at Goku with wide eyes. "Look, it's him." The mother quickly pulled the boy away, muttering excuses, lips trembling. Goku realized then that he not only had to fight monsters, but also the distrust his power inspired. The day passed with training, skirmishes with mercenaries, and whispers of uneasy nobles. Each battle was a reminder. The power of gluttony made him strong, yes, but also dangerous. Only with discipline, patience, and Roxy's guidance could he maintain control. At night, Goku sat beside her on the city walls, watching the horizon. "Do you think I can stay in control without giving in?" he asked, more to himself than to her. Roxy placed her hand on his shoulder, firm and warm. "If you don't do it for yourself, do it for those who trust you. And remember, you are never alone." In that moment, the hunger inside Goku roared, reminding him that the real battle was only beginning. But for the first time, he felt no fear, only determination. Chapter 3. Word of his strength had spread through the city like wildfire. The nobles debated in their halls. Some wanted to buy him, others destroy him. Every rumor heightened the tension, and Goku felt every eye on him, judging, fearing, calculating. Roxy guided him through wet alleys, avoiding prying eyes. "Remember," she said, "not everyone wants to harm you, but many will try to use your power. You must choose carefully whom to trust." As they walked, a group of mercenaries emerged from the shadows, weapons raised, bearing the crest of a rival noble house. The air thickened with threat. Goku felt gluttony's hunger roar, eager to devour and absorb their strength. "Let me handle this," whispered Roxy, drawing her sword. Goku shook his head, a determined gleam in his eyes. "No, this fight is mine." He leapt into action, fluid and precise, striking without giving in to the mark's temptation. Each enemy fell, some unconscious, some trembling in fear. When the last sword hit the ground, silence enveloped the street. Roxy approached, breathing hard. "You controlled your hunger, once again." Goku smiled weakly. "It still scares me, but I'm not alone." The survivors watched with a mixture of awe and terror. In their eyes, Goku saw the truth Roxy had told him. Being powerful was not enough. he also had to be a beacon of hope without letting gluttony consume him. Chapter 4. The city slept under a clouded sky when a messenger arrived with troubling news. The nobles had summoned Goku to the council. He didn't fully understand politics, but he knew it would not be a friendly meeting. Roxy insisted on accompanying him, though she was barred from the council chamber. Inside, the nobles watched him with sharp eyes, evaluating every movement, every breath. Some offered wealth and power, others threatened death if he did not obey. "Obey," said an elder noble coldly, "and your strength will bring rewards. Don't, and you will die." Goku met their gaze without flinching. "I'm not here to serve anyone who harms innocents." A murmur ran through the chamber. The nobles expected the gluttony mark to erupt, for him to give in. But Goku stood firm, breathing deeply, recalling Roxy's words, and the strength of those who trusted him. At that moment, he understood, his power was not only physical, it was responsibility. He could not allow fear or ambition to corrupt him. Exiting the council, the fresh air hit him like a reminder. The nobles would plot his downfall, and the city would continue fearing gluttony. But Goku did not hesitate. He would protect those in need, no matter the cost. Chapter 5. Night shrouded the fields as Goku and Roxy arrived at the outskirts of the city. Rumors were true. Twisted monsters were attacking the farmlands, destroying everything in their path. Rain mixed with mud, and the cries of the people. Gluttony's hunger roared inside him, stronger than ever, urging him to devour and absorb the beast's power. But this time, Goku resisted. Every strike was guided by his will to protect, not by the curse. Roxy fought by his side, her sword precise, her gaze unwavering. With each monster defeated, Goku felt gluttony pulse in control, fed by his own determination, rather than giving in. At the end, the fields fell silent, broken only by the sobs of survivors. Goku knelt, exhausted, yet aware of something crucial. Gluttony was a power he could master if he fought with his heart. Roxy placed a hand on his shoulder. "Today you saved more than lives, Goku. You also saved your own humanity." Goku smiled, wet and tired, looking at the horizon. The war was not over, but for the first time, he felt capable of facing whatever came next without losing himself. Chapter 6. The sky was red as Goku faced his final challenge, the nobles' army, and their dark champion, a knight clad in black armor, eyes burning with fire and ambition. Gluttony's hunger roared, tempting him to devour and destroy everything. But Goku thought of Roxy, Myne, and Eris, the anchors in his chaos. The battle was brutal. Every clash shook the earth. Every strike sent shockwaves of power. The Black Knight attacked with fury, trying to break him, unleash the curse within. But Goku did not fight to feed the mark. He fought to protect, to show he could control his power. With a final surge, he shattered the enemy's armor, and knocked him down, proving that neither monsters nor nobles could bind him. The opposing army fled, afraid of a power they could not control. Goku stood, chest heaving, gluttony's mark glowing softly, a reminder of his strength and his humanity. He turned to Roxy, Myne, and Eris, watching from afar, each with determination and respect. He had won the battle, and had proven he could stay true to himself, even in the darkest moments. As the wind swept across the battlefield, Goku realized that his journey was only beginning. But now, he was not alone. Together, they could face any threat this dark world presented.